everyone, welcome back to a new video, and today we're back with another episode of GameToons Minecraft Logic, and actually the final episode of the series. And today we have the origin of Minecraft Sniffer, which is, like I said, the final video in the Minecraft Logic series. But don't worry, that doesn't mean GameToons is completely gone. There's still a lot of series left for us to watch. Things like Poppy Playtime, Freddy FNAF, and a bunch of others. So we'll come back and we'll be able to see these things later. But I think we'll actually be catching up with Player next time, which should be interesting. But well, we'll see. But let's just see what we've got today for the Sniffer's adventures. I'm curious why we're in the ocean starting off, because yeah, that makes sense, because don't you find the Sniffer egg by shoveling underground, or like under the sea with sand or something like that? Suspicious sand? I 100% don't know. I have never caught a Sniffer. I don't know the rules of getting a Sniffer, but let's see how it works. Turtle hat. Oh, okay, I thought I crashed. No, that's the egg. You should probably move. Ow.
Someday soon, we may once again see the appearance of the ancient Sniffer. Crimson six-legged turtle-like mobs with bright yellow beaks. These gentle, beautiful creatures have always had a soft spot in their hearts for humans. Their trust...
Ancient creatures. I mean, if they're shovel up their eggs, that would make sense.
And compassion knows no bounds. But their true love has always been with plants, specifically their seeds. They are the only creatures in the overworld with a sense of smell powerful enough to detect.
I thought for a second he was just gonna say sense of smell, and I would have been dumbfounded. People in the Minecraft universe can't sniff.
Even the oldest of kernels resting in the dormant earth.
Yeah.
Some of the seeds they find can be rare and extremely valuable, sprouting mysterious vines that have long been forgotten. There really is nothing their nose can't track down.
That's fair.
No matter how far the distance. But did you know that the Sniffers from long ago were much different than they are now?
Really?
And that they were able to grow considerably larger. The story of how they went extinct in the first place is...
I would love it if the Sniffer could actually grow that big. And I don't know what you would be able to do at that point. Maybe ride it, but that would be awesome.
A sad tale, but it's one very important to the history of this world.
Read the scroll. Read the scroll.
At one point, there used to be entire herds of them, grazing on grass in the lowest of valleys. This was back in the prehistoric period, where the earliest of ancient players appeared in the overworld.
Is this when the creeper dinosaur was a thing? Because a few episodes ago, that would make sense.
Thought the Sniffers would be easy prey, and in many ways, they were.
What do Sniffers drop? Do they drop food? I don't think they do. I think they just die. Maybe they drop seeds or something like that. I'm not 100% sure.
Sniffers were unathletic, slow, simple-minded, and showed very little aggression.
Let's go after this little one before he notices he's by himself. Should be an easy kill.
I don't really want to hurt these things. Look how cute they are.
You're hungry, aren't you?
Yes.
Well then, we need the meat. We're hunters, remember? Taking down wild animals is what we do.
Okay.
Here we go.
One
quick
voice.
swing and it's all...
Probably just the same action.
Wait, stop.
They found
What are
a use.
these?
I think it's how you make plants grow.
The Sniffers were able to survive.
This is how they started agriculture. Oh my god. That's beautiful. Perfect. I could never guess that. No, seriously, I didn't guess that.
By finding seeds that could grow never-before-seen crops. Blueberries, strawberries, corn. And the hunters
I love it that we have
realized,
those.
why would they ever hurt these animals? You slay one Sniffer, and you might eat for a day. But if you grow a big enough farm, you can eat for an entire lifetime.
Exactly.
Together,
That's why people switch to like farming, because it's more renewable than hunting. Because once you run out of things to hunt, you're dead. But there's always, most likely, always going to be something to farm.
those early builders were able to construct a utopia. It was truly paradise on
Hey!
Earth. Generation after generation, the ancient
Friends with
humans of the
humans.
valley lived in peace with their Sniffer allies. Unfortunately, they weren't the only humans in Minecraft. Other civilizations were also created, ones much more violent and driven by bloodlust.
Pillagers?
One such nation eventually found
no.
the Valley of the Sniffers, and they decided to resort to war.
Men! Our scout has given the signal! Get ready to charge! Attack!
An entire army of ravenous
it's not
soldiers
square.
cascaded down the mountainsides and burned down everything they could. Nearly every building, plant, and creature was destroyed. The Sniffers and humans were ambushed and stood no chance at defending themselves. Only a handful of Sniffers and humans were able to escape through a secret mountain pass. They looked back at the valley
Good on
as
you,
they
good on
fled,
you for finding
the
that
only
pass, the
home
secret
they ever
tunnel.
knew. All that their bloodlines had built over thousands of years, as it all came crashing down.
What are you all celebrating for? This can't be the only village like this, and we won't stop until every last one is conquered.
Unfortunately,
Screw you.
the general was right. The army of warriors went from valley to valley, up and down the mountain range, invading every Sniffer civilization. With their homelands in ashes, the remaining survivors were forced to flee.
My question to our history is, why do people do this? Like, there's no reason to attack people, because you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna attack you back. And they're gonna find a way to screw you over. If they did this for food, to steal their food, make a deal with them, you idiots. You can trade food, and like for resources, it seems that you have a bunch of materials, and the other group doesn't have. Trade food for minerals, and bam, you got yourself a deal.
Far away to the distant
It's
seas.
unnecessary.
With the help of their Sniffer friends,
They have
were able to
ships?
discover a new shelter,
How
a
do they
safe
have
haven
working
for
ships?
peaceful farmers to start over. It would later be called the Sanctuary.
Sanctuary.
Over there!
Is that an island?
The Sniffers found us a new place to call home. They've saved us. Don't worry, little guy. With your help, we'll be able to make an entire new farm in no time.
But what if those warriors find us again?
Don't worry, they won't. Plus, I have a backup plan.
Sniffer eggs! I can't believe you were able to escape the attacks with this!
It wasn't easy, but it
He's
was
gonna hide it in the ship.
worth it. As long as we have these eggs, we can always rebuild, and we'll always have a family.
And rebuild they did.
Hey.
With Sniffers and humans in perfect harmony, the
destroy the
Sanctuary
ships.
became an even more magical place than the Valley Kingdoms they were forced to flee. Meanwhile, back on the mainland, there was nothing but devastation. The once luscious gardens became barren deserts. The bodies of the deceased Sniffers turned into giant fossils lying in the sand. And no one experienced the barrenness of the overworld more than the warriors.
Sir,
What?
I'm glad you're enjoying your meal, but that's the last of our food.
How come we're always stealing, conquering, and pillaging, and yet we never have anything to show for it?
Well, sir, it's because we always burn down all the buildings and crops, and we eat all the livestock.
Yeah.
Well, how else are we supposed to survive?
The other humans, they grow food from the ground. Their
Yeah.
pets, the six-legged animals.
Those big red dinosaur things that were always smelling dirt?
Yeah, they're called Sniffers. They help them grow all sorts of delicious foods. Before we destroyed everything, I grabbed some of these. They're actually really good.
I'll be the judge of that.
The world's
You
been
say that
changed.
they grew this stuff? From the dirt? Why don't we do that?
Well, we need the Sniffers' help, sir. They're the ones that find all the seeds buried in the ground, and we chase the last of them away.
Then I think it's about time we track them down.
And track them down they did. The general sent his scouts all over to find the secret Sniffer hideaway, and eventually, they did. They geared up for one final fight, an invasion.
Why? Why? Just, oh my god, this is so unnecessary. What the hell is wrong with you? They're not gonna be kind to you, just make a deal.
Sanctuary, a chance to capture all the Sniffers and kill off the farmers for good. As they approached, all the warriors were prepared for a glorious battle. But when they arrived, the humans immediately surrendered.
Please don't hurt us, or the Sniffers. We come in peace.
I knew all of you were a bunch of weaklings already, but I thought you would at least put up some kind of a fight.
You can have all of our crops. You can take over the whole island. Just let us go freely, I beg of you.
You know what? You got yourselves a deal. If you leave behind the Sniffers.
The humans
Or a couple of Sniffers. You don't need all of them.
begrudgingly accepted. They hated leaving their dear Sniffer friends behind, but they knew that with the eggs on board, they would be able to rebuild again. What they didn't realize, however, was that the Sniffers were much more loyal, even to a fault. When the warriors tried to make them dig up seeds, they refused. The general became filled with rage. If the Sniffers were not going to help his people, then they would be eradicated from the earth. To make matters worse, the general went back on his promise. He was convinced the farmers had somehow pitted the Sniffer against him, and he ordered for every last ship to be attacked. And with that, the last of the Sniffers became extinct. All that remained was their eggs, buried deep in the underwater chests
On
of
the
shipwrecks. Now it appears the Sniffers are back again, undoubtedly to help human players once more, even though they truly don't deserve their friendship or kindness.
Yeah.
I just sincerely hope, from the bottom of my heart, that they are able to treat them much better than our ancestors.
Did they? I'm not 100% sure if they did. I don't know how people. I think people treat Sniffers with kindness. I think they're one of the few mobs that we actually do, because of the simple reason that they don't drop anything. So also they take forever to actually spawn. No one's actually found a way to like industrialize on their death. I know that's such a bad thing to say, but if you play Minecraft, you know what I'm talking about. The chicken farms. And all the other types of mob farms out there. You know what I mean. But this was actually I was not expecting any of this. I didn't know what I was gonna see coming into this. I thought it was gonna be another like tale of like mutation and stuff, but apparently like the other ones like for the monsters, but apparently it's just these things are creatures and some idiot killed them all and now they're back, sort of thing, which I kind of like. It's a very normal and realistic story for a game like this, where it's just like, oh yeah, some idiot years ago killed them all, but some eggs were left behind in a shipwreck that someone else found. That makes sense. So I hope you all enjoyed this episode of GameToons Minecraft Logic. If you have, please remember to hit the like button down below, hit the subscribe button, ring the notification bell, that way you're notified when I'm reminded if it just comes. And I'll see you next time. Bye.